I was dealing with severe nerve damage on my right side for quite a long time, and it progressively got worse to the point where my hands were becoming very tough to function. I had a balance problem with my feet and had no feeling in my feet at all. It was just fortunate for me, I seen the ad in the paper that Dr. Miller had, and it just struck a nerve with me. I said, this has got to be something for me, that it was some hope for me.
I was in a state of weariness, I guess you would call it, because of the damage to my feet and legs, supposed to be because of diabetes. The pain would not go away. I was having pain from my toes up to my knees before I came here. I'm constantly searching for knowledge, and one night I was up late and I ran across a advertisement from Dr. Miller.
I had pain in both feet, more prevalent in my left foot, but pain in both feet. When I was walking around, it didn't hurt that much, but when you sit down, you settle down, it starts to build up, and really at night was worse. My wife and I, we came down for the orientation, and I don't think I didn't hesitate. You almost get to that point where you're saying something has to happen. You know what I mean? Because you just can't live the way you're going. So that's what I said. I said, I can't keep going the way I'm going. I have to change something.
First of all, I'm a 16-year cancer survivor. I had the operation, had my kidney out with the tumor, went for a chemotherapy. I had chemotherapy for about 8 months. I took it in my right hand most of the time because it seemed like the easiest place to do it and less invasive for me. Not realizing that I would probably wreck my hand. That plus I have type 2 diabetes, and that contributes to the neuropathy. So I had a multitude of problems. I knew eventually I'd have to go and try to see if there was something I could do, but I didn't really want to go to a neurologist. You just keep getting stronger and stronger pills, and I didn't want to do that. So Dr. Miller was explaining to me that the pulsating treatment in my fingers and hands would wake them up. And that's exactly what happened. I started feeling a little bit of pain again. My fingers started moving around like they're supposed to, and through the treatment, I started getting feeling in my foot, and the balance started to get better. And my weekly visits here with the laser treatment really helped out quite a bit. But after 2 weeks, all of a sudden, I started writing, and I could never even hold a pen. It's how bad it was getting. Just that alone told me that this is something here for me. And from that point on, it just got progressively better. I got used to managing my problem. I don't sit down and write letters like I used to, don't get me wrong, but I can use them and I can function with them and I can sign my name and things. And when you can't do that, it's scary, but it's all been positive for me.
My surface of my feet had like a cushion in it where I really could not really feel the ground. I could feel the ground, but most of us walk, we're not even knowledgeable about feet because we're so used to it. But because of this ailment that I had suffered, it felt like I had bubble wrap. And I constantly felt a lot of, sharp pains, and it was just awful. Anyone who suffers from nerve damage knows what I'm talking about. So he had an advertisement on the internet. So that aroused my curiosity, and also my little bit of hope that there would be something or somebody, because I had been to like 10 doctors in Kent County, Rhode Island, and none of them can tell me what was wrong. So they attributed it to diabetes, but they never even gave me a name. He was very professional, very informative, also listened to my cries, and he just convinced me, well, try this. I hardly really even need his instrument anymore because that's how much my feet has come back to a normal sense. The instrument that is put into the water has a level on it that you turn according to when you can feel the pulsation of the machine. It has gotten to the point that I can barely put those things in there no more because that's how much my feet have been revived. I would recommend anyone to this treatment because as far as I'm concerned personally, it really works. If anybody that I knew who complained as I had injury, I would definitely tell them to need to call Dr. Miller.
My symptoms started out as like feeling like a sock was bunched up in your toes. I remember probably about 10 years ago I started getting a jabbing pain in my toes. As the pain started to worsen and become, more and more, every day, it affects every part of your life, the way you work. You can't sleep, so your work life suffers, everything suffered, I didn't want to take any more medication because that's what the treatment was, more and more medications, changing medications, and I just had enough of it. We sat and I got evaluated by him. Obviously, he says, yeah, you have neuropathy, this is where you are. You start visiting once a week, and then you start with the supplements, your diet changes, and it just progressed from there. The future looks great. I mean, I'm not completely symptom-free, but that's all right with me because I am so much better than I was before. I can sleep. I am off one of the medications completely. I'm more active. I've started to work out again. Life is just getting better. Don't be afraid to try it. That's the biggest thing. I mean, it's something different, and like I said, you get brainwashed into thinking there's only one direction to go. Don't be afraid to try it. That's all I really have to say.